You ready to press the button?
Yes, press.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. And we're on to 9.1.
Good morning, everyone. This is a follow-up to the June 12th, 2023 council. And during that meeting, we had council directed staff to approach community organizations to determine interest in providing a community well access to soluble potable water. Council directed staff to go request for proposals for having a hydrological assessment of Middle River for $60,000. And we also motion to continue the bottled water distribution program and the water supply upgrade lending program. Since then, we have reached out to a number of 27 community groups. And since writing this report, a number have come back willing to talk to us and help us out. It probably won't be in time for the potential drought coming up this summer. So we should, we'll talk about those programs a little bit more. And we did go out to tender.
Yeah, so
for the wells, but yeah.
Deal with the community ones and the bottled water first, and then we'll move on.
Sure. Yeah.
You mean the drought or the flood?
Yeah, really, I know. Subject to change, right? Yeah.
Fred, can I ask?
Yeah.
Can I ask who the community organizations were that you feel comfortable that they might take this on? Or if you don't have to mention.
Well, I had some discussions with Western Shore,
Okay,
the fire department there, because
Yeah.
there's a vacant lot where they park. So
That's
maybe
right.
an old well there, so there's a potential.
yeah,
There's a couple in Chester Basin, the A&On Church and the Legion, maybe
Good.
something there.
sure.
The Canaan group out there, Canaan and District. I mean, they're willing to help. They don't have a lot of infrastructure, but it could be a possibility. East River Community Center.
East River?
Yeah, East Chester Community Center. And I keep forgetting the name of the other group.
Ocean Swells and Blanford.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
that's great.
Did you try Blanford as well?
Right there, nothing back yet, but we'll try them again.
Yeah, I think that all three community centers are.
That's good.
Yeah, so it is potential, right? Maybe getting something going forward, right? But
So will they just be allowing it on their land? Would they participate in any way or just allow it?
well, what we're looking at is if they can use their well water, or maybe we have to drill a new well, it'll be a separate tap or something, or trying to work out with them. I know there's one community, they're having problems with their well. For that, they need an upgrade anyway, so maybe that's something we work together, but over the next month, there'll be a lot of back and forth and a report coming back to council saying, here's what it could cost, bring these on board.
Yeah.
My discussions with the community centers and stuff in my area, they're keen because it's something they're sort of almost providing already through other channels, and it's an opportunity to maybe share some of the cost and
Exactly,
so they see it as an opportunity to help.
yeah, everybody wins, we do the testing and everything for environment standards, everything above board. Yeah, see what we can do.
Just whether, can we get enough of them that it is the bottled water program?
Yeah, exactly. So it's probably continue the programs and as we have more information. So it's
So-
looking positive.
Yeah, so the second part of it is we didn't budget for the bottled water, but we probably need to, even though right now, today, you never think we would, but.
Yeah.
But we probably need to, just in case.
Exactly.
So are we prepared to do that?
Sure.
Yeah, I think you have to, but I really like the positive
Yeah,
feedback.
Oh, yes, if we can work with them, it's better for everyone.
yeah.
So we would need a motion then to approve a budget for bottled water after reserves.
That's right, as with other years.
Whether we'll spend it or whether we don't have to put, all depends on when.
We didn't budget for that in our main.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Sure. So we'll move that we put some budget aside for the bottled water program should it be needed.
Specify an amount,
Well,
up to 25.
Sure.
yeah, up to 25.
We won't stop.
So,
We'll
yeah,
come back if it exceeds, if it
That's
starts
it.
to exceed.
And we'll say yes.
yeah, what choice? Yeah. Okay, discussion, all those in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Now we're moving on to the piece we're on.
Sure.
which he's declared, so he did not leave.
It's funny
Do
you
you
say,
want
isn't
to,
it? You should read.
What?
Do you want to cover the bottled water forecast before this? Or?
They just
We
approved.
just approved it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You can forecast all you want. The lighter did dry roof up. Right now, I'm hoping to stop raining a little.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, exactly.
We read. Yeah. So we're on to the other part.
Yeah, we had 60,000 budget for hydrogeological assessment. I reached out to a hydrogeologist that I'm familiar with this work. Is a low value amount. And then through that, looking at the rest of the budget, we approached a number of certified well drillers. And the cost is so much higher, post-COVID. So basically it's coming back, to council again for additional money. The hydrogeological, the science part of it is that hydrogeologist is also affiliated with ABLE, their understanding offer.
Yeah.
So we want to continue to use him through ABLE. And then of course with the prices of the wells, and then there's communities that had a lot of well damage. I pumped the numbers up a bit, so hopefully we're covered. But as we're looking at, additional money in the range of 85,000 plus HST. To complete
So this is all to determine whether or not that property would be able to supply water.
something we a
Public
sustainable
water
public water supply.
If we're down that road at some point.
Exactly. Once we have this information, we can bring it back for further discussions.
Now, that's not an additional 85, is it? Do we
No,
have a
total.
budget of 60?
It's just,
Yeah.
just up from what we
That's
budgeted.
right.
How many wells?
The 3 test wells. Right.
Okay.
And
It's a lot.
I know,
How much is it per well?
around 20,000 for a test well. But, we'll go up with all the certified well drillers. They'd all have a shot at this and make sure, but as soon as we got 3 in the area. And once we got that, we said, yeah, this is too much. So we had to,
It's off on high price.
We drilled 3 test wells, yeah.
Well, yeah, you can get a well drill. Are they different than drilling a well like for your home?
not too much. Like there's some analysis, right, with the 24-hour, 72-hour pump test and that, make sure it's not bothering other wells in the area and stuff, but. Yeah, but that's what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
So this, you're talking about the Hahn site now, are you?
Yeah, one on the Hahn property, one on either edge, side at the edge, what they feel the area of influence would be.
And whose property? Is it all on our property?
One is within the Department of Transportation right away. Another one is in a private property in the area close to that, right? They've agreed to let us put a test well in there.
So let's assume that's a good well and we eventually use it. Will we have any agreement with him going forward?
Well, a lot of them, they may be left for monitoring, but we won't actually pull water from the ones on the outside. We may pull water from the one on the Hahn property. It's just an indicator if there's any pollutants, and it's all about.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a science to it, you're telling me.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah,
Okay, I'll leave that to the,
yeah, and maybe that one test well just stays on that property, and here you go, but allow us to come in and test.
It's
now
just to
and
give
then.
us an indication of whether there's any value in pursuing that piece of property for a public water supply.
So how typically, I guess, typically, do they drill down? Do you know,
They have a rough estimate from other well logs in the area where the bedrock is, they'll probably go right to bedrock, right?
And of course, they would analyze how much it is an hour and how many gallons a minute or whatever,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I know it's a lot of cost, but there's other things than just putting a hole in the ground, I'm sure.
That's right, but this will tell us what's there in the water quality and what they might have to do for treatment and that, so.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, there's some wells on the
That's
logging
what it
area.
costs. You get too often, don't bother to pursue it or else you
Yeah.
pay for it.
in order to supply a public system
Mhm.
from that site, just as a, whatever count. How many for a well field?
That's what they'll tell us.
I know
Yeah.
it tells, but what's the sort of cent, are we looking at 10
This-
wells, 15 wells, what are we looking at?
I like to have at least 3 good ones in there, like 2 main ones and 1 reserve, when the time comes. But they're looking if we could get a generation of about 300 imperial gallons a minute. That could,
then there's big tags and.
Yeah, and that could supply Chester, maybe Chester base in that area, and then there's a couple wells on the log that have 200 councilmen already, and those are regular domestic wells.
Wow. That's
So there's a real chance they're doing something good if the water quality is there.
Yeah, I think this is so critical.
Yeah,
This is,
Okay, so what do we want to do?
we want, are we budgeted for that?
Well, we budgeted the 60 odd, I think.
Yeah, we did, but that's for the extra.
Well, it just comes from something.
It would be a budget.
yeah,
The new budget tends to have from the operating 22, 24.
So I'm gonna make the motion that we.
yeah, general operating material.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Thank you.
I know.
No longer he's at.
And then we will know.
Yeah.
Okay, 9.2, infrastructure operations, provincial capital assistance program grant.
Good morning. So just following on from Fred's report, so this report is seeking 2 resolutions for 2 grants that have been submitted. One is a PCAP application in support of the well drilling and analysis for potential well field development. That's what Fred was just speaking to. And the other is for the Municipal Innovation Program for funding for the Regional Anti-Racism and Diversity Coordinator.
So we're looking for money for what we just approved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So these are both of these projects obviously come from previous motions and obviously from the discussion you just had. The PCAP. Both of these applications have been submitted on June the 7th, and we were able to do that because these projects are already earmarked by council, and B, we're able to submit council resolution after the fact, and the council resolution in support of these projects is a requirement of the submission. So the PCAP is for the total amount of 85,000 total project costs and 85,000 plus net HST, and PCAP would award, if successful, would award 50% of that funding. So that's how that works. That will help. The Municipal Innovation Program. So this, we submitted costs for the position, the coordinator position. The total project cost for salary only, salary and benefits, $104,800. Now that there's a number of moving parts to that, because obviously depending on what's determined with the memorandum of understanding with our municipal partners, that total cost will be shared.
Yeah.
But to that total, so our portion of that will be, a smaller fraction. But what the MIP program will provide will fund up to 75% of that total project cost. So if successful, the financial commitment from Municipality of Chester would be fairly minimal. Yeah. So those are the two submissions. In the recommended, there are the 2 recommended motions there, standard format, item 1 and 2. If there are any questions about the scope of the projects or the grant application motions, I will entertain those questions.
No, I can't imagine why we wouldn't.
I have a question now on the financing and the percentages and all that. I'm good with all that, but it gives me opportunity to ask maybe what the status of the signing of the MOU and the terms and conditions of what we indicated here at this council to the other municipal units with the anti-racism.
That I don't know. I would have to defer to my boss.
So it's been drafted. The draft MOU has been provided to the other regional partners. And so we're just waiting for a discussion and feedback from them, whether or not they would like to have any changes before we bring drafts back for approval of councils.
Because that's where we left it.
Yeah.
That we were in agreement with
Based
writing
on-
back to them based on them having their own committees, things like that. And then we come back to this table for final A-OK, whether we were gonna jump on that MOU or not, okay?
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure
No,
that.
I just wanted to be clear that I'm gonna vote in favor, but I just want to make it clear that I wasn't in favor of spending that much money for the coordinator position. And now that we're getting some funding.
Well, if successful.
If successful, it's, you know, it's a little, I guess it's a little easier for me to swallow, but I just want that on the record then.
And it was, the scope of work too for the position is modeled heavily on the, how we structured the accessibility coordinator piece. So, and that in itself strengthens our application because it suggests that we have a demonstrated model that we've worked in collaboration with these municipal units to do this kind of thing before. And that's the whole thrust of that municipal innovation program. It's about municipal collaboration in part.
Somebody prepared to move, we approve the two motions?
Option one, I'll make a motion to approve option one, which is the both of them.
Seconded? Seconded, discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, motion carried. You can take those back if you want, Rick. Andrea,
Okay.
that's not your money, world.
Yeah.
I keep asking for it right now.
I'll let them know. We're done 6:00.
So this is done.
Are you skipping 6.3?
Missing
You're
or
not, no, skipping it? You've done that one?
skipping?
9.3,
Yeah, that's where I'm at now, isn't it?
Yeah,
but we've already approved it.
Oh, okay.
9.3, we have that approved. Not 9.3,
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
what was that?
Well,
Andre made the motion.
This water well, the bottled water.
bottled water.
That's what 9.3 is both dry well.
More dry wells is why we give them water.
I'd like to.
That's
You can give us an update, make them happy.
It's not beach weather, right? No, the only part of the, you have the report and it approved the dry well program. It was just from a staff point of view, there have been some public inquiries so far. And so we'd like to be consistent in what we are saying or providing to the public. What we're recommending is that based on the precipitation forecast being above normal, precipitation through the month of July and into early August, that we don't actually start the dry well monitoring program until early August. And then we'll use the trigger point of 30 dry wells. So that was basically the only part of the motion. I just want to give you a chance to speak. Yeah, as I say, it's not beach weather. It's if you're making plans for the weekend, it's going to be inside.
You're gonna dry well now, you should go see.
You need to.
Finance guys and get borrow some money.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, they're actually at 75% of optimal level right now, so that's good. Okay, thank
You
you.
good, Derek? Okay. Now, unless I'm wrong, I'm on 11.1. Am I?
9.4.
9.4. Oh, that's right, that little tiny bit of it.
9.4.
Well, that's just,
That's the motion from last week to support the discussion around expansion.
to the western shore, so, yeah. So we just need a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion carried. 11.1. Open space land offer for subdivision, Langell Estates Drive.
Yes, I'm here with good news. Just not really hard to be. So we have a subdivision that's been going for a while. It is triggering public open space requirements, and the developer has elected to offer us a piece of land. It's out along Noonan Lake. It's off of Langell State Drive. The lot area is 1.8 acres. It has some frontage directly on Noonan Lake. It abuts onto a marvelous piece of crown land as well, but there's just dozens of acres there. So essentially, I am looking for a motion for you guys to accept the offer, provided all of the right easements and all of that, because it does come over a private road. It doesn't abut onto a public road. So easements for municipal use to the public will be required as part of the deed.
We're just taking this as opposed to mine.
That's right.
Does anybody have an issue with that?
The issue is trying to locate exactly where this is.
Do we have a use for it or is it like a road too, so we just take it.
I think they're just taking it because it has potential for public use,
Yeah.
access to the lake, that.
That's right, there's a little bit of access, there's a man-made pond on it, there's some images in the package. There's already an existing driveway, already built. There used to be a couple old structures, they have been removed, as well as an old well has been filled in from the property.
That's what I was wondering, because in the survey plan, it shows a dwelling and a shed, no well, those
Yeah.
are deleted now.
They are, yeah, so I site visited and that's all gone. So it's actually a pretty flat piece of land. It's pretty.
Are we prepared to accept it?
Is it a good piece of land? I mean, it's something that we just not gonna let it sit there, are we?
Well, so what we do with it is yet to be determined. It will come underneath the recreation, public open space umbrella. So their service, recreation service will determine whether or not they want to move forward or whether council wants to move forward with potential opportunities.
And I think the current wording of our subdivision bylaw requires us to do an assessment, and if it meets the scoring in the assessment, which it did, then we take it.
Yeah.
And then we determine the use for that later, that's the
That's right.
current wording of the policy.
Yeah. And straight across from it on Noonan Lake, the trail is there as well, so it has some nice potential connectivity.
Looks like a shed still there. Yeah, cool. It
Yeah,
looks like-
everything's gone, yeah.
It looks like, good idea.
Okay, somebody prepared to move, we accept it. Seconder, second, discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion carried, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Another piece of land. Yeah,
Not building land,
Mickey. You know, Laura. Okay, 11.2, cancel district grants.
So Chad is not here today.
We don't need them.
No, I didn't think we did. So there's four for District 5 and 3 for District 6.
So what do the people think? I assume you approve them or
I approve motion to approve.
the District 6 one, or what District 5 ones?
The
All Oh. Seconder, discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion carried. Designated community fund request, Chester District Spring Program, that's just to set up a bank account for them? Is that-
So they already have the account, they're requesting funds from the account.
Oh, we take it out, yeah, most of our money.
Yeah.
Boy, wouldn't you do that? Somebody wanna move, we let them have it, since it's theirs,
Second.
discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion's carried. Okay. Potholes, Councilor Wells.
Yeah, no, just was looking for some clarification, because we've had a number of requests, I'm sure we all have, to deal with potholes. And
Every day.
we have some correspondence from the MLA, basically, as well as saying potholes are our responsibility under J-class roads. I think, Terry, you have some of the correspondence, a little confusion, appeared to be, for who's responsible, would you?
Yeah, there's been some direction to residents directing to the municipality to repair potholes. So,
We've never done it before.
Excuse me, who made that direction?
I believe some of the residents received that direction from the MLA.
Oh, our esteemed MLA.
I just wanted for clarification, I want to work with her and make sure these get done, but when I get the calls, I want to know,
To belong to the Department of Highways, I don't care who says what.
but do we on occasion, if we get the complaint, also call highways and say we've had.
Oh, yeah, we'll call them, and direct them, yeah, or advise them that we're receiving complaints.
I just want to make sure, can we clarify with the MI exactly based on the correspondence Sarah has? That, we will make the calls, but the ultimate responsibility, if we can't go out and fill
They're not our roads.
but because they're J-class roads, and we're, according to certain people, we're responsible for the top.
No,
They're
we're
responsible-
not sharing this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's only if it's being repaid. We
That's
don't
right,
even,
Mr. Warden, I understand that. That's what
Yeah.
I was,
so you want some,
that's what I've
Clarification sent to the MLA.
that's what I've been
I
taught.
will send clarification to the MLA.
That's what I've been taught since I've been around this table,
Yeah,
but I'm getting contradictory information from others at the provincial level, and I just want to make sure it's clear
We will provide the clarification to the MLA.
and copy to us, so we're all on the same page.
Yes.
Recognize we want to work with her, not against her, but we want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yes. We'll be nice about our clarification.
Well, maybe. And when somebody calls the MLA to complain about potholes in a public, or a provincial road, and then the MLA says, call the municipality, like,
Yeah,
seriously, guys,
I know.
that's bad.
There's a line that you can call. I mean, when people call me, I tell them it's provincial.
Call it.
And here's the complaint line, it's a 1-8, so I hit the number.
And
And that's what I always do.
that's all fair. I just think all the players need to be on the same page.
Well, absolutely.
Well, we'll just advise that we're receiving complaints and that there's some misinformation out there, and we will provide clarity on it.
Just understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the only reason I asked for it on there, because it's
We will provide it. Okay, now, I don't think I had anything added to the agenda. No.
Just the two in here.
So we're gonna take a very short break, and when we return, we'll be in camera, and unless somebody tells me different, everybody, or municipal